This artillery tears up the earth without mercy. It works with such force that everything around trembles. Every shot is like a clap of thunder, a true force of war on the Zaporizhzhia front. It mows down the Russians with unprecedented force. The generals of the Russian army are in shock. Is a crushing defeat just around the corner? You'll hear about it right now.
The powerful sound of the shot, that's the work of the M109L, a self-propelled artillery system. Here, on the front line in Zaporizhzhia region, it is used every day by the soldiers of the 118th Mechanized Brigade.
Today, we'll talk with our defenders and definitely show you how beautifully this powerful weapon pounds enemy positions.
Preparation for a single shot takes no more than a minute. Everything is coordinated down to the second.
Up to the first shot. The time loss is about 40 seconds, maybe a minute. A command is given, I receive it. I say, to battle. The cannon rolls out. Everyone takes their positions, they bring in the shells and the powder. We receive the coordinates and get to work.
Everything is precise, from the coordinates to the hit. The artillerymen strike both enemy equipment and infantry.
This includes mortars, enemy FPV, drone operators and infantry. We hit them and we also target equipment. There are different types of shells. There are fragmentation shells and, for example, cluster munitions. They cover a large area at once. We use both types.
For most of them, this is not just a job, it's a calling.
What do you like most about this work?
I like the process itself. The shot itself, how it happens, how you prepare for it, how it hits the targets.
In this war, they are like one family and each of them knows exactly why they hold a weapon in their hands.
This is our country and we have to defend it. We've all been like a family here for a long time now. We all know everything very well and help each other out. We are doing one job that brings us closer to victory. On the shot.
Daria Likudit, Yuri Lozenko, Ilona Koval, Army TV, Dlia. We are Ukraine, Marathon, United News.
Urgent. Russia has started resorting to deadly tactics, loading drones with anti-tank mines. The Russians have lost their minds, but they've decided to go all the way. In response to this metal, the latest Ukrainian developments are entering the airspace. The Mongooses are simply relentless. The mega-powerful weapon of the armed forces of Ukraine is already in action. It manages to repel attacks and strike the occupiers painfully, even on their own territory. The unvarnished realities of drone warfare coming up in the report.
Shaheds with anti-tank mines. Yes, the Russian Federation has upgraded these strike UAVs by equipping them with cassettes containing PTM-3 anti-tank mines. It was exactly these drones that struck several regions of Ukraine on August 4th. This was reported by Ukrainian radio technology specialist Serhiy Flash Bezkresnov on his social media.
Unfortunately, we have a new problem. Today, in several regions at once, Shaheds were detected carrying 2 cassettes with PTM-3 anti-tank mines under their wings. This mine is equipped with a magnetic detonator and reacts to vehicles nearby. For now, the enemy's intention remains unclear. What do they want to mine and why? Maybe these are terrorist attacks on public roads, or perhaps an attempt to target our agriculture.
Similarly, PTM-3 anti-tank mines, weighing 5 kilograms and capable of penetrating 60mm armor, have started to be mounted on Russian loitering munitions like the Lancet.
The use of PTM-3 solves several problems at once. First, it reduces the cost and simplifies production. The mine is integrated into the drone without complex custom assembly. Second, it increases the reliability of striking the target. The ready-made munition is specifically designed to combat armored vehicles. Third, it eliminates production risks. A serially produced engineering munition is easier to mass produce.
The occupying army wants to solve its shortage of Kaliber-type missiles with jet-powered Shaheds. The main focus is on mass production and simplicity of UAV manufacturing. Small design additions, such as the installation of anti-tank mines, make these UAVs quite dangerous.
The main principle is a large number of aerial targets and the combination of attacks due to the fact that now a jet-powered Shahed will appear, which, in essence, will be able to replace the tasks that cruise missiles used to handle. That is, these are higher speeds, a different interception principle, and a different detection principle.
In turn, Ukrainian engineers have invented another effective way to shoot down Russian Shaheds, a drone interceptor called Mongoose. This anti-aircraft drone is jet-powered and not a kamikaze but is reusable. A speed of up to 320 kilometers per hour, with a maximum flight altitude of 5,000 meters. The operational range is 12 kilometers.
The Mongoose is a highly advanced and reusable drone equipped with a powerful jet engine and a sophisticated automatic guidance system allowing for precise navigation and operation. According to the developer's concept, it will approach the Shaheds, fire a buckshot charge at the engine or propeller of the enemy drone, and then either continue its mission or return for refueling and reloading.
The first squadron of these drones has already been created. Currently, the Mongooses are being actively delivered to anti-aircraft missile brigades. In addition to domestic developments, Ukraine has also successfully localized the production of German reconnaissance UAVs of the Vector type, which are being effectively used on the front lines. The military explains that the main advantage of these drones is their optics.
You switch to thermal mode, and if the sun is already high enough above the horizon, it heats up the gun shield, well, the barrel. So you can tell the difference. This is a very, very big advantage that it's combined. If you need it, you switch. If you don't, you switch back. We switch to the camera, see that this warm spot, it's a cat. From 800 meters, you can tell it's a cat. You can even see what color it is.
It's not just about defense and reconnaissance. Ukrainian drones are also delivering serious strikes deep into the enemy's rear. Moreover, domestic UAVs stand out not by quantity, but by quality. One of the latest strikes on Russia was at the Novokuybishevsk oil refinery. After the attack by Ukrainian drones, it stopped operating, and the Ryazan oil refinery cut its productivity in half.
Unbelievable.
Are strikes deep in the rear of the Russian Federation. Drones that force Russia to activate the carpet mode and close its airspace are having an impact on Russia's economy and the capabilities of the Russian Federation. So from our considered point of view, we absolutely need to actively and substantially strengthen our overall capabilities when it comes to developing and deploying strike drones. This involves creating not just advanced drones that can effectively bypass sophisticated electronic warfare systems and remain incredibly insignificant for even the most vigilant air defense systems, but also at the very same time, these drones must be capable of carrying a sufficiently large and impactful payload.
Thanks to developments in the field of UAVs, Ukraine has been able to successfully hold back the aggressor and deliver effective strikes. In turn, Russia is also developing this sector quite successfully.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
Unique details of the Kursk operation have finally been revealed. For a year, Ukrainian forces have kept the enemy in a stranglehold on its own territory. Putin is still lying as much as he can and hiding the losses. Insider information straight from the Russian army and footage the world has never seen before. The struggle continues. What does it look like now? We'll tell and show you in just a moment.
This story began when the enemy was actively advancing in Donetsk region, storming Vovchansk, approaching Kurakov, and was already near Toretsk. It seemed that the Ukrainian military was completely exhausted and there was no way to hold the defense.
In this particular and rather challenging situation, it became absolutely necessary to act in a highly unconventional manner and to undertake some truly unexpected and decisive step. This was crucial in order to deliver a powerful and strategic blow that would effectively disrupt and completely dismantle all of their carefully laid plans and strategic objectives. That is precisely why, at the outset, it was meticulously planned as a deep and penetrating raid, designed to go far behind enemy lines and strike at their vulnerable core.
As it will later become clear, the plan emerged at the beginning of summer. They began to implement it in August. In the first days, we couldn't understand what was happening in Russia.
Planes were flying directly overhead, specifically powerful fighter jets.
These unexpected reports are coming from the Kursk region, brought by Russian telegram channels. Apparently, 300 fighters and 30 vehicles with painted triangles entered the territory.
The vehicle is standing still. The house is destroyed.
On the second day of the Kursk operation, Russian dictator Putin convenes the National Security Council to declare it a provocation. The Ukrainian authorities refrain from commenting, but by the third day, Russian telegram channels are already shouting about a breakthrough 15 kilometers deep. The internet explodes with memes, the main theme of which is Kursk has left Russia. On the fourth day, a Russian column first moves out to repel the Ukrainian offensive and then goes up in flames. On the 5th day of Operation Kursk, the first videos from Ukrainian soldiers appear. With blue and yellow flags, they stand at the Gazprom gas distribution station.
Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to the heroes. 7th day. The Ukrainian side demands a humanitarian plan for residents of the controlled territories.
Are they treating you well?
No, you won't be able to take us. Our legs hurt. The locals respond to the soldiers in Ukrainian.
Glory to Ukraine.
Glory. On the 8th day, 28 villages and more than 1,000 square kilometers of territory are under control.
Why did we succeed? Because we didn't act by the book. We didn't take the roads we knew. We just drove straight through the fields.
And it's also reported that our exchange fund has been significantly replenished. Putin claims that this is a war of the West waged by the hands of Ukrainians.
Such actions, of course, primarily pursue the main military objective, which is specifically to stop the relentless advance of our valiant troops.
But for now, we only see the Kursk region in videos from our soldiers.
Welcome to Russia.
I rolled in for a quick stop. I'll tell you, the options aren't great. At first, this was planned as a deep raid.
TSN enters Sudzha on the 9th day of the operation. Nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. We see a burned-out convoy, but the settlement itself is undamaged, and we meet the locals. In this basement, only civilians remain now, hiding from airstrikes. And that very moment...
Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.
Oleh Shiryayev, the battalion commander who paved the way into enemy territory after taking part in Operation Kursk. Oleh became a hero of Ukraine.
It worked out perfectly on the very first day, exactly as it was supposed to, according to the detailed plan.
Ukrainians see captured Kadyrovites, contract soldiers, career officers on their screens, but most of all, young conscripts.
I personally think that conscripts are not really needed here at all.
And finally, after a long break, an exchange takes place, 115 for 115.
My personal goals, oh Lord, thank God for everything.
Sudzha has become the most popular place among journalists. About 100 of my colleagues are filming how Ukrainian troops are controlling the territory of a nuclear state. Over this month, Operation Kurshina has changed. From complete information silence to press tours for journalists. Now Russia is shelling its own territory. A month later, there is no longer a Lenin statue in this square, but Ukrainian flags are hanging. However, during this time, 300 Russian KAB bombs have already fallen here. Instead of the Soviet leader, there is a flag that says "Freedom to the defenders of Azovstal." But just a week after this footage was shot, on September 12th, Russia launches a counter-offensive. Ukrainian forces take up defensive positions, and for the next 6 months, while they control this territory, a difficult battle ensues, because it is here that the Russians will use fiber-optic drones for the first time. By October, it becomes clear that Russia cannot cope on its own.
This was the first time Russia used troops from another country on its own territory.
Kursk region becomes a testing ground for North Korean military personnel. They are technical, well-trained, and not willing to surrender.
According to the information, they have been here on this front for quite some time.
The first one is captured alive only in January 2025. Russia tried to claim that they were Tuvans. A Russian-style military ID and the same kind of dog tag.
Do you speak English? No. There have been cases where they harmed themselves just to avoid being taken prisoner.
In 2025, the war in the Kursk region is especially difficult. The Russians are constantly trying to cut off logistics for the Ukrainian military. During Russia's counter-offensive, the Sumy region suffers greatly from airstrikes, missiles and drones. In March, Russian troops will get behind our lines. To do this, they will use an underground pipe and manage to slip through. On April 26th, a report will be made to Putin. Supposedly, the Kursk region has been liberated. But Ukrainian forces claim they still control part of the territory.
You have approximately about 50 square kilometers of land within the vast territory of the Russian Federation, which is a significant area.
Currently, the battle for Sumy and Kursk regions continues. Natalia Nahorna, Ihor Sirye, Pavlo Borisko, Victoria Pismena, TSN, 1+1, Marathon, United News.